right, good morning, friends. We're here looking at our first lesson in our informational writing series. And so writing lesson number 1 has to do with brainstorming ideas. We certainly cannot start to write about anything unless we take the time to really think about what it is we want to write about. Now, our objective for today is that we will be able to use the strategy of prioritizing in order to brainstorm essay ideas. So prioritizing simply means that we're putting things in order of importance. So we're ordering in terms of importance. And we do what is most important first, and we do what is least important last. Okay, so our writing task, and this is from the packet that you have, that you were sent home with 2 Fridays ago. We're going to start this writing piece. The writing task says, write an essay that explains in detail what something is, how something works, or how to do a complex task. Again, we're going to look at either what something is, how something works, or how to do a complex task. So writers always write about what they know the best. So when we look at these points of the prompt, we really want to look at something that is familiar. We write the best about what we know. So what I want to do is I want to start brainstorming, and I'm going to put this into a couple of categories. And you're going to do this along with me. You're going to watch me first, and then I'm going to give you some time. So the first thing I want to do is I want to brainstorm for my informational essay. So I'm going to have 3 categories. My first category is a familiar object. My second category is something I use. And my third category is a complex task that I do. So if I think about this, something that is familiar to me, well, it's on my desk right now, and that would definitely be my journal. You all have seen it, the bright orange journal that goes from desk to U-table to counter all around. I'm going to think about another object that's really familiar to me, and I think that would kind of be my my smartphone. Very familiar. But when I think about my smartphone, it's also something that I really use, like a lot, every day. Another thing that I use a lot would be my computer. But now I kind of want to think about, I don't want to think about what I'm using now or things that are familiar now. I want to think about some other items that are things that I might use. And so, it's a nice day. I really wish I could use my golf clubs. Similarly, it would be really nice to go out and use my car. And then last, I'm going to think about a task, a complex task that I do. Well, definitely maintaining my website is a complex task. Additionally, editing these videos is also a complex task. And finally, I think about yesterday. And yesterday, going back to food, I made these really great savory pancakes. And it wasn't just getting mix and water and cooking. There were a lot of steps involved. So maybe cooking savory pancakes. All right. So now I want you to think about what you can put in these categories. Okay? I want you to think about your daily life now and before the school closure. Think about the objects that you have, that you use, and that you enjoy doing. Pause for now to brainstorm, and then come back to the video for the next part. So it's your turn to brainstorm. We're going to pause, and then we're going to come back. Okay. I am going to now come back to my list, and I really want to think about how to prioritize. I want to narrow down my list, and the first thing I want to do is I want to look at it, and I want to start to eliminate what I'm not really connecting with. So in that sense, I think I'm going to take off the phone because I'm not really connecting. I don't really feel like writing about that. And so if I'm thinking about my phone, I use my computer so much, I definitely don't want to write about that. And so if I'm continuing on with this theme of technology, yeah, I'm not really wanting to write about this technology. So then, maybe my car too. So that leaves me with writing about my journal, my golf clubs, or my savory pancakes. But I think what might be most satisfying for me to write about, actually, it might be I like my golf clubs, but maybe my journal. If I picked an object, if I was going to write about a task, I'd probably write about savory pancakes. But now what I want you to do is I'm going to pause, and you're going to take some time to prioritize your list. All right, you should be back. And to wrap it up, now that I've chosen something to write about, I am going to create a circle map to think about as much as I can this object, to think about this object. Don't rush on your work, friends. So these are some questions that might be helpful when creating this circle map. So we want to look at, what does it look like? When do I use it? Why do I use it? Where do I keep it? Are there other things that I need to use it? Why do I like it? Why is this important to me? How did I get it? So you're going to take some time, and you're going to create, I don't have a lot of space, so this is a misshapen circle map. So if I were to talk about my journal, I'm going to start to think about these questions. And why do I like it? How did I get it? Where do I keep it? What does it look like? So all of these items, I'm going to start my brainstorm. You're going to start your brainstorm. And then we are going to meet together tomorrow to talk about the next part of our writing sequence. Bye for now, friends.